Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to my channel. On today's video, I am going to just give you a brief catch up of stuff that I've picked up over the last month since my last video. Got quite a lot to get through, a few boutique labels, like really like high-end premium editions, a lot of imports. So yeah, let's start off. So the first one that I picked up was from a Facebook seller, and it is the Scream Factory 4K edition of Wanted. The film's alright, I mean, it's got some entertaining gunplay and stuff. James McAvoy's alright in the role. Angelina Jolie's fine. Morgan Freeman's fine. I've not seen it in a few years, so I'm hopefully going to catch it over the next week while I'm off. So I was going to get the Steelbook that's just come out, but this one was at a ridiculously cheap price, so I couldn't have turned it down. So that's the front of it, and there's the back of it. Obviously glare with it being daylight out here. So yeah, that's Wanted from Scream Factory. The next one from Scream Factory is one that I only viewed the other week, and it is Ron Howard's Rush, the true story of, what was his name again? I spoke about it the other day. Let's see. James Hunt. So I'm a fan of like racing car films. Ford versus Ferrari was one that I really enjoyed during COVID-19. I've got a slight soft spot for like the Fast and the Furious films. The Gran Turismo film last year was surprisingly really good as well. So yeah, I was really impressed with this one. I thought the direction was really good. The story was really good. I wasn't really too familiar with the James Hunt story, along with, what's the guy's name again? Niki Lauda. Yeah, that's it. So I mean, Hans Zimmer does the score. It's a really good score as well. The race car scenes are ridiculously good. I found myself really enjoying the story. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to checking out the 4K picture on it and stuff. So that's the front of it. It's the back again. Stupid glare. So that's Ron Howard's Rush. The next one is like probably one of my favourite comedies over the last 15 years, and it's a Scream Factory edition of Ted. I mean, there's not really much to say about this film. It's not really been said. I mean, it's low hanging fruit. It's entertaining, some of the scenes, especially where Ted goes for his like job interviews and stuff, always has me like crying in tears at the end of it. I like the second one. It's not as good as the first one. If they do the second one, I'll probably pick it up when it's cheap. But yeah, this was pretty cheap on eBay. So yeah, so that's the front of it, and that's the back of it. I need to actually double check and see if the extended, the unrated cut is on the 4K disc or just the Blu-ray. I think it might just be the Blu-ray. But yeah, so that's Ted from Scream Factory. The next one was a delivery last week from Amazon US. I was a bit reluctant in getting it because it's not one of my favourites in the franchise. But again, the price was really cheap and I hadn't seen it in quite a long time, so I had to give it another go. And that is the 1980 slasher classic Friday the 13th. And I mean, yeah, I've only seen this up until last week. I've only seen this maybe twice. and I wasn't massive on this one for some reason. I don't know what it was. A lot of people are always shocked that when I do like my Friday the 13th ranking stuff, like why it's so low in my ranking. But I mean, yeah, I watched it. Surprisingly, it arrived last Friday, which was the 13th of June, so I felt that I should watch it. So yeah, I mean, it was alright. I didn't mind it. I actually really liked the music done by Harry Manfredini. The music that he played at the end, where the girls on the wee canoe boat at the end went to get picked up with the place. I thought the music was really good in that, especially the drums. So yeah, I mean, it's not my favourite in the franchise. Definitely, it's maybe moved up 2 spots. But yeah, so that's a 1980s Friday the 13th, and so there's a back of it. It's just literally one disc, so all the features are on disc. You do get the uncut version on the disc, which is just a few more extended shots of some of the deaths. So yeah, this one is one that I've been waiting for a long time. I only watched the film for the first time last year, the year before, and I've been hoping that we've got this on the 4K format, and thankfully the Disney vaults at 20th Century Fox have opened with like the floodgates, so that into this one is Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven, and this is only the director's cut and the roadshow cut, which is it has the intermission in the middle, and it has the, I can't remember the word for it, like the opening like epilogue or something, or prologue. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rechecking this one out. This was one of my favourite Ridley Scott films for the last few years. So yeah, I'm hoping that it looks and sounds good. So yeah, so the front of it, back of it. So yeah, 3 discs, 2 cuts of the film, and then obviously bonus features on the 3rd disc. So yeah, that's Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven. The next 3 titles are all Arrow pickups. The first one is the early 2000s. I wouldn't say it's a blockbuster, but it is Swordfish. I've not seen this film in quite a few years. I always enjoyed it. Like I don't think I've seen it since maybe DVD days, maybe. But for what I remember, I did enjoy it. You know, I mean, John Travolta hams it up as normal. You know, and obviously like the infamous Halle Berry scene. I always kind of forget as well that Don Cheadle and Vinnie Jones is in this as well as Hugh Jackman. So I am looking forward to rechecking this one out to see if I still enjoy it just as much. So yeah, that's Swordfish. So that's the front of it, and that's the back of it. I've got a feeling this is probably just one disc again, but yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, that's Swordfish. So the next one is again one that it's not surprisingly high up on my ranking, but I do really enjoy it, and that is the controversial Jason Goes to Hell Final Friday. I always remember going to my local like video shops and stuff when I was a kid, and I always remember seeing that iconic poster with the mask, like the snake type thing sticking out the eyes, and the flames and everything, and obviously being billed as the Final Friday, and like the best one that there has been. and I never really seen it until my teens, and I did enjoy it. I got a lot of like enjoyment out of it because it's not your typical like Friday the 13th film, and I think that's maybe why I've kind of grown to appreciate it, because it's so much more different. It being more of a like a body hopping horror and stuff, like films like The Hidden, and so yeah, I was like surprised when they announced that this was going to be on 4K, especially the unrated cut. There's 2 kills in this that I would regard as like the best 2 kill, or one of the 2 best kills in the franchise. So yeah, it's very violent, it's very wacky. There is a work print that is on my Plex drive, courtesy of one of my friends, where it's a lot longer, and it kind of explores like mythology of like Demon Jason and stuff like that. So I need to really check that one out. So yeah, so that's Jason Goes to Hell. Like I like the artwork. The artwork for this, the 2009 remake that they done last year, it fits in really well, and especially with the next film we're going to be showing off. But yeah, so that's Jason Goes to Hell. So yeah, 2 discs, obviously both cuts on both discs, and yeah. So yeah, so that brings me to my next one, and that is Jason X. And I have a lot of like nostalgia for this one. I was 15 when this come out, and I remember seeing the trailer, and they marketed that it was in space and stuff like that, and then they marketed with the Drowning Pool song Bodies, and that was like one of my like favourite songs within that like last year. And I think I'd maybe watched the trailer at least up to a dozen times, and I remember getting hold of it on PC, but it was through VCDs back in the day, because at the time obviously like cinemas weren't really that far from like where I lived, so I couldn't really, the only really option for me to see like films was like illegal like piracy and going to shops and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Jason X, I have a lot of fun with it. It is very, very, very B movie-ish, and some of the kills are really good. Everybody praises the liquid nitrogen kill. It is good. I think it's maybe slightly overrated in my opinion, but yeah, I still have a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, that's Jason X. Yeah, one disc on this one, I believe. So yeah. So yeah, the next one is one of my absolute favourite teen comedies, and that is American Pie 2. I love this installment in the franchise, sorry. I think it's the perfect balance of like the story and the music they chose for the soundtrack. This come out around the time where I was heavy into like like punk music and rock music and stuff, and this soundtrack like exemplifies like that kind of era. Like I always remember picking up the VHS in Woolworths when I think I was 15 at the time. I must have been. I remember I do remember it being the unseen version, which had a very risky front cover, and I kind of toyed with the idea for about half an hour, 45 minutes, whether I was going to buy it or not, just because of like the front cover and stuff. But yeah, like I think this one's the best installment in the franchise. I think it is easily better than the first one. I watched the disc on Monday night, and from what I've seen from like comparison videos, I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember having it on Blu-ray. I remember having it on DVD, but I don't remember having it on Blu-ray. And the color timing and stuff looked a bit less warm, if you know what I mean. Like there was a bit more natural lighting on it rather than like a kind of, like warm palette like brushed over it and stuff. So yeah, I thought the disc was really good. Like 88 Films are doing a really good job this year with the transfers they're putting out. I mean, even the transfer for American Pie one last year was really good. Their stuff for like the Jackie Chan releases like Dragons Forever, Miracles, Project A, all them are really really good. So yeah, that is American Pie 2. So yeah, it's the back of it. 2 discs. Inside this is like a hard box. Let's have a look. So you've got a hard box there, and then inside that is you've got the armory case and a booklet and stuff with just like pictures and stuff. So yeah, that's American Pie 2. The next one is literally just arrived this morning, and that is a Lionsgate release of The Crazies. I really enjoy this remake. I've not seen the original one yet, but from what I've heard from numerous friends and other people in like YouTube and online and stuff, is that this version is a lot better than the original one. So I'm not in a great hurry to view the original. So yeah, again, this is like the Lionsgate limited steelbook. It's got like the slip cover over it, but I'm sure this one is when you lift it off, the mask comes off and stuff. So yeah, that's the front of it, that's the back of it. I may try and watch this over the next few days and just see what the transfer is like. So yeah, that is The Crazies. Highly recommended. The next one is a blind buy. Majority of these ones and ones that I picked up are ones that I've seen, but there is a couple blind buys. This one is got delivered last Monday. Was it last Monday? Yeah, or it was like a whole week early, and that is the Arrow limited edition box set of Alex Proyas's Dark City. I've been wanting to see this film for so many years. I've just never really gotten around to it. I used up some points on my Arrow account to purchase it to kind of soften the blow a little bit with the prices of these limited editions. So yeah, I'm not overly familiar with the story. A lot of people do say that it's kind of like The Matrix, just it came out like the year before The Matrix, so we'll see what it's like. So yeah, so that's the front of it. Again, like rigid box, and then 2 discs with all your features, 2 cuts of director's cut and a theatrical cut. So yeah, I'll hopefully check this one out in the next few weeks. But yeah, that is Alex Proyas's Dark City. The next one is, and again it's another limited edition box set, it is Sergio Leone's A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood. Up until last year I was not like I wasn't like familiar with a lot of Clint Eastwood stuff. I'd seen a few of his stuff. I hadn't seen a lot of his westerns. I'd seen like Unforgiven and stuff like that. So I kind of worked through a lot of his back catalogue last year and this year, and I watched this one at the start of the year, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the story was really good. I'm pretty sure the story is almost a retelling of Yojimbo. I think I could be wrong, but I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure that's what my cousin has said to me when when he was covering Yojimbo a few years ago for the podcast. But yeah, so these were highly teased for Arrow towards the end of the year, and then they announced them at the start of the year, and they're going to be like each like 1 month at a time. So you've got this one for a few dollars more. We were supposed to be getting The Good, the Bad and Ugly at the end of this month, but that's been pushed back until August, which I'm fine for. I'd rather them fix issues, make sure that everyone's tip top rather than going through a disc replacement. So yeah, that is Sergio Leone's Fistful of Dollars. So again, another hard rigid case. 2 discs again, so you've got the film on the first disc, and then the tons and tons of features on the second disc. So yeah, this one again is another one that's highly recommended. And then the next one is its sequel for a few dollars more. This one I think I slightly enjoyed it more than Fistful of Dollars. Again, it's the middle chapter of the Man with No Name trilogy. It's funny when you watch some old westerns from like the 50s, 60s and stuff that didn't really have like that much violence. It's like when they fire the guns, like you see the people like hold the, like where the wound is and stuff like that. There's not really any indication that there's any like bullet holes or stuff like that. Some of them just kind of do 360s and fall to the ground, and I did get quite a lot of like laughter out of some of that. There is a couple of like where you see people like shot in the head and stuff. But yeah, this one was like marginally better than A Fistful of Dollars. Again, you've got Clint Eastwood, Lever and Cleef. Ennio Morricone was like some of his like best work, I would say. So yeah, that's for a few dollars more. That's the front of it. That's back of it's almost identical as Fistful of Dollars, just 2 discs, extras on the second disc, all that good stuff. So yeah. The next 3 titles are all from Vinegar Syndrome. The first 2 is from my subscriber package. This is like the halfway to Black Friday sale, and the first one is William Friedkin's Jade. This one's a blind buy, but it's been on my list for a while. I like the cast that's in it. Also, you've got David Caruso, Linda Fiorentina, Michael Biehn's in there, Chaz Palminteri. The plot kind of resembles like say along the lines of like your Basic Instinct. So like it's like a like CD 90s like murder mystery and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what William Friedkin's twist on it is like. So yeah, like the Vinegar Syndrome packages are just like some of the stuff they're doing in them are unreal. Like this one's like a side loader, if you know what I mean. So and then you get like the slipcover, which is here, and then the booklet, which is there. So yeah, that is William Friedkin's Jade. And then that's the spine, and then that's the back of it. So the next one is, it's not my favourite Eddie Murphy film. I do enjoy it, so that's probably why I picked up as well. It was part of the subscriber thing. I had points on my account to use as well, and that is Vinegar Syndrome's VSU release of The Golden Child. And this one is like pretty much Eddie Murphy doing Big Trouble in Little China. Like the whole, like the way kind of like a lot of the world building and stuff like that is, it's got that very, it's not like we can say like spooky type vibes, but like the, like if you look at like Big Trouble in Little China, there's a lot of, magic and like other dimension, like like beings and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to rechecking this one out. Again, I do enjoy it. I do have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. I mean, the artwork on this is actually like surprisingly really really good. Especially on the back where you've got Charles Dance's character. I mean, just like the detail in that design is like unreal. And then obviously because it's like the VSU release, it's a magnetic case, opens up, and you've got like the booklet, and then you've got the booklet, and then you've got the slipcase inside with the disc. So yeah, and then you've got that one there. So yeah, that is the Golden Child. The next one it's another VSU release. It's an older release. It's one that I was kicking myself for so long for not picking it up when I should have, and they were going for ridiculous prices on eBay. Thankfully, a Facebook seller was selling this at a ridiculously cheap price. Like he was selling it almost like 2/3 cheaper than what the actual eBay going rate is, and that is Paul Verhoeven's mid-90s sleaze showgirls. I mean, say what you want about the film. I mean, the film is entertaining, in my opinion, anyway. Like, I actually think a lot of the like choreography with the dancing and stuff like that is like quite entertaining. It's almost like a musical in a way. And I mean, there's something about Verhoeven's like style. It just makes films so entertaining to watch. I mean, like we've got RoboCop and Total Recall and yada 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 and all them. So yeah, I was glad to finally get this. So that is Paul Verhoeven's Showgirls. That's the front of it. So again, it's a VSU with like the magnetic, clip and everything, and then the book and the armory inside it. The next one is the Warner Brothers collector edition of Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry. I've still not opened this one yet to see what's all like inside it, and I do believe they are missing. There was a poster of San Francisco. There was a poster of San Francisco they were advertising when it first got released, but I don't think that's included anymore. Yeah, I mean, what can you say about this film? It's peak Clint Eastwood. Like as I've been watching like his films, I've never really seen a film where he's looked ridiculously young. I don't think I've seen any film from him that's maybe, I think maybe the oldest he's been in films is maybe like his late 30s, maybe very early 40s. But yeah, I'm looking forward to rewatching this one. This one is not my favourite Dirty Harry film. It is really good. I actually really like Magnum Force and The Gauntlet more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one. So yeah, it's a rigid case, and then it's got all the goodies on the back. It's got a steelbook inside of it. It's got the note from the Scorpio Killer. Yes, I think that is. So if you close in there, that is the map of San Francisco, but I'm sure that's not inside this. I'm pretty positive it's not. So yeah, that's Dirty Harry. These next two releases were American imports. I recently set up a Starkry account with a PO box across in America and stuff. So this is one of the ones that I got. It is from Ignite Films, and it's the 40th anniversary of Stuart Gordon's Reanimator. I mean, that artwork is just stupendous to look at, I mean, Reanimator is one of my favourite horror films. Yeah, I think the story of Herbert West and stuff is, it's not the most original story. It's, got almost like a Frankenstein type, feel to it, like almost like a retelling. But I mean, it's entertaining, it's gory, the practical effects are just tip top, and there's a lot of good humour in there. So yeah, once I managed to get this PO box across the states, I definitely wanted this one, regardless of the price. But I mean, like the design on these, you can get this one along with like a bubble head, but I didn't get that version because that was just a little bit too excessive. So I just got the standard collector edition. So yeah, I mean, you've got the hard box side, you've got like two discs. There's so much going on in this, you know what I mean? You've got you've got like a digipack, a hardback book, art cards, stuff like that, posters, everything. They did Ignite announced that they are doing the sequel Bride to Reanimator next year, so I'll definitely be picking that one up to go with this. But yeah, this one is highly recommended. So yeah, that's Stuart Gordon's Reanimator. The next one on this list is part of the import that I got with Reanimator, and that is from Grindhouse Releasing's Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. And I mean, again, like the artwork is just unreal in this. I mean, Lucio Fulci is one that I've kind of been watching a lot of his stuff the last couple of years. And I mean, like Devil's Honey, I really enjoyed. I liked House by the Cemetery. Sorry, I liked City of the Living Dead. I've still not seen House at the Cemetery, and I've still not seen this one either. But I really wanted to get. I think the like design on it is like unreal. So again, it's a hard box, and then like that's so it's a 6-disc deluxe edition, and it kind of it slides out like it's in a book, which is the Book of Iwan, which is part of the film. So like all the discs are sticking out of all the pages, and there's 2 different cuts of the film, but it's just the same film. It's just the composer cut, but it's just different music. And then you've got like all the bonus features. There's the soundtrack. There's the what else? There's the I'm pretty sure the DVDs in there as well. Obviously you get the book, which I think that's just interviews with Fulci. I think I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, that is The Beyond from Grindhouse Releasing. The next 2 releases are Mantalab releases. This one I got at a very nice price on Vinted, and it was what has probably been one of my favourite films within the last 10 years, and it is Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. And I mean, the artwork on this is just, amazing. I mean, the price the seller was asking for was like very, very like cheap, if you will. I think because there's a couple of slight imperfections like on the box here and there and stuff, but for me, for the price he was offering, it was worth it, you know. But I mean, the artwork on this, the steel book and stuff like that, it's just, you know, unreal. Again, it is a really good film as well. And so there's the keys at the back, and you've got the steel book. I'll see the steel book out here actually. Yeah, so that's the steel book there, you know, it's like debossed and all that. In the back of it. But yeah, this was like a film that I really enjoyed when it came out. Couldn't fault it. It's a lot of like pop culture references and nostalgia and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the middle set piece set in the Shining universe was like expertly done. When I went and seen this at the cinemas with my cousin, he's a massive Shining fan, and he was just so giddy in the seat next to me that I actually thought he fell off the seat at one point, but he was that excited about it. So yeah, but yeah, that's Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One from Manta Lab. The next Manta Lab release is one that I won in a raffle in the last few weeks, and that is the lenticular edition of Dune Part 2. For me, this is probably one of, if not the best sci-fi films I've seen in the last 10 years. It's definitely top 3, up there with Blade Runner 2049. So yeah, as soon as I won the raffle and I seen this version was available, I definitely picked this one up. I mean, the artwork is just, the lenticular and that stuff is really good. On the back as well, you've got like that iconic shot of, Paul Atreides with his little dagger and stuff. I mean, even the steelbook is really good. I'll just show you that just now. So yeah, that's the steelbook there. Again, it's like deboss and stuff, but then the artwork wraps all the way around to like the sandworms. But yeah, this film blew me away at the cinemas last year. For it being a middle part of the story, I was like ridiculously satisfied with how it ended, well, concluded. And yeah, I honestly cannot wait for Messiah. I really hope that has next level stuff. So yeah, from Manta Lab, that's Dune Part 2. The next release, we're actually now at the bottom 2. It's only took 40 minutes, but the next one in this is one of my highly anticipated releases of the year. As soon as the company announced they were doing it, I was utterly thrilled. It is one of my favourite films in the last 10 years. A film that I'll always champion. A lot of people say they would like a sequel to it, but I'm not. It doesn't need, every film doesn't need a sequel, and that is the stunning second sight release of Shane Black's The Nice Guys. I get a very Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibe from this choice of artwork. So yeah, I mean, Second Sight, I would say at one point they were my favourite label. I've not picked anything up from them this year apart from this. I'm trying to limit myself with what I'm buying and stuff, because space is beginning to be a bit of a problem. But yeah, this I couldn't turn this one down. I adore this film so much. like I watched it on Sunday, and it just, like Ryan Gosling's mannerisms, like when he breaks the window and he cuts his wrist, and when Russell Crowe breaks his arm, the squeal that he makes, just it appeals to me. It almost causes me to cry with laughter. I mean, the story as well. Story is entertaining. It's the whole take on the buddy cop trait. There's a nice featurette in the set that talks about the buddy cop formula from Lethal Weapon right up until this, which is well worth a watch. But yeah, I mean, I just fucking love this film. I mean, Keith David is one of the villains, is top tier. I mean, Gosling's I would probably say this is probably in my top 3 Gosling performances. Russell Crowe's nice as the enforcing Jackson Healy and stuff like that, but yeah, the film, the 70s aesthetic on the film is really good as well. But yeah, this one is probably the one that I would recommend that everybody go out and buy, regardless if you've seen the film. That's how good this edition in this film is. So yeah, from Second Sight, that is The Nice Guys. And we've reached the end. I've saved the best release to last. I picked up the 10th anniversary edition of Interstellar towards the end of last year, and I never opened it. I couldn't really get anywhere in my room to, display it, the way it should. I mean, I think I had it leaning up against my, Infinity Saga set. There was no really anywhere that I could put it. So I sold that on. I'm in a Facebook group called D-Boss Steelbooks, and they had a really, really nice UHD Club edition that had just got released, but unfortunately it sold out. I asked one of the moderators who I've done some business with in the past if he had any stock available, but he didn't. But he did say that he was moving on his Blue Fans release of the film, so he asked me a price. He offered me a price. I slightly counter offered him with a price I seen on eBay, and he was, more than happy to take that price. And yeah, it arrived within the next 2 days, and that is the Blue Fans release of Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. And yeah, this release is just remarkable, like this one sits nicely, up right beside the Infinity set. So yeah, I mean, this release is stunning, every single part of it. So you've got, obviously, it's really thick, hard, card. And then you've got the two, they're not books, but they are the art cards and posters and stuff like that. And then you've got the full slip in here, which again, it's just, next level, And then you've got, the steelbook and then the little booklet and stuff like that. So yeah, I was pleasantly, surprised at how good this release was. And again, I couldn't, not take the offer that I once had spoke to the seller. So yeah. This one's going to proudly sit up on the collector's shelf. And yeah, so that's the the Blue Fans edition of Interstellar. So yeah, it only took 45 minutes, you know. It took a lot longer than what I thought. I thought maybe it would take half an hour, but yeah. I'll hopefully start uploading a little bit more like frequently and stuff like that, so these videos shouldn't take as long. But yeah, I mean, if you like what you're watching and stuff like that, then like subscribe. If you want to see me do any like unboxings, or if you want to look further into like stuff that I've got, then just drop me a message and I'll happily open up editions and stuff like that and just kind of get a good look at them. I don't see the point in buying premium editions and them just sitting there and doing nothing. So yeah, that'll be for this week, folks. I'll hopefully be back within the next few weeks. So yeah, I'm Mike, and cheers for checking out. Bye.